right, are we ready? And action.
So, Professor Manley, I had the opportunity to read your research on high-frequency active auroral research.
So what'd you think of it?
Well, not to offend you, but it read like a conspiracy theory.
Is that what you think?
It's just hard to imagine that the government's using VLF to manipulate the population.
Are you speaking of the HARP program?
Yeah, HARP was designed to analyze the ionosphere with pulse modulation of VLF.
And it also changes the weather pattern. Right now, the Gulf Stream current is at a record low, and some say that it's due to the ionospheric enhancement from HARP.
But what does this have to do with manipulating the population?
Well, the government implemented a program back in the late 50s to build top-secret low-frequency transmission stations. They broadcast 24/7, and it's the same frequency as our brain. And as you know, this places humans in a trance-like state of mind. Are you saying they are using a mass hypnosis device on the public? Isn't that illegal?
Do you really think the government cares if it's legal or not? Who's going to stop them?
Unfortunately, no one. Think about it. With the public receiving VLFs, they can be programmed to do almost anything, including perform violent acts like school shootings.
Do you really think this could be happening? Come on. I mean, why would the government do this? Why would they commit these atrocities?
Well, to instill fear in the public, that's why. To control us all like sheep.
Yeah.
I can't believe this is going on. It just sounds so evil.
So, what's the end game, Professor?
It's very complex. I believe they have been weaponizing the ISD and are using it on us, and possibly our enemies, therefore using the weather as a weapon. That usually means that the enemies are using the same type of weapon on us, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, how would the government use the weather as a weapon? I mean, that just seems impossible.
Let's take a look at Fukushima. Through my research, evidence shows that VLS from HARP were detected off the shore of Japan right after the earthquake.
And the earthquake caused a tidal wave that killed all those people, not to mention destroyed the Fukushima reactors.
That seems too bizarre. I'm not buying it. Reports have been released verifying the data. Right before the earthquake, they fired up IRI and bounced a beam off the ionosphere. Its destination was right offshore.
Yeah, I heard approximately 30 miles from the power plant.
Yeah.
So let's see, they're brainwashing us and killing everyone with the weather.
Yeah.
Right, but what does this have to do with our research on the krill?
I'll tell you one thing. If the government is changing our weather patterns in the Gulf Stream with HARP, it also affects the Antarctic circumpolar current. The ACC is the dominant circulation feature of the Southern Ocean.
And the current is circumpolar due to the lack of landmass connecting with Antarctica, and this keeps the warm waters away.
Yeah, and that enables Antarctica to maintain its huge ice sheet.
It also has a mean transport of 100 to 150 zerdrups, or possibly even higher.
And associated with the circumpolar current is the Antarctic convergence, where cold Antarctic waters meet with the warmer waters of the sub-Antarctic.
That creates a zone of upwelling nutrients. These nurture high levels of phytoplankton with the associated copepods and krill.
That's right, kiddies. And all result in food chains supporting fish, seals, whales, penguins, and a whole host of other species.
And that means that when the waters are cold, because the currents have changed, the krill population has been reduced and the ocean does not get fed.
And if the ocean doesn't get fed, everything in it dies.
Then we die. Exactly, that's why this research is so important.
So, Dave, how long have you been doing this?
Doing what? Living in the Antarctic or living in the cold?
This is Dave's sixth expedition, isn't it,
Wow.
Dave?
Sixth?
Yes, that's right. And I tell you what, I'm not here to babysit any Ivy League wannabe PhD postgraduate biologist. You gotta be careful out here. It'll get down to minus 50 degrees at night, your lungs will freeze in 5 minutes, and I kid you not, you will die.
Now, I guess if your lungs freeze, you won't get to find out if the krill population is a record low, will you?
That kind of reminded me of Cactus Jack.
Oh yeah, Jeremiah Johnson, right?
Yeah, Robert Redford. Good one.
Great movie. So Dave, I've heard you're a biologist. I'm not familiar with your research.
Dave likes penguins.
Penguins?
I love penguins, they're so cute.
Same here, especially the little baby penguins. I love the way they slip and slide around and swim all over the place.
Well, my research has been trying to understand the lone penguin.
The lone penguin?
Yes, every once in a while, a lone penguin will wander away from the population. It will literally walk out into the vast wilderness of ice and die.
That's fascinating from the standpoint of natural selection.
Yes.
Yes, or evolution. They say that you can't stop them from their journey to death.
No, that's true. You can go out, retrieve them, bring them back to the population over and over, and for some unknown reason, they will continue to wander off into the wilderness.
That's so sad.
Yes, it is.
I was reading where thousands of baby penguins like starved to death this year in Antarctica.
Yes. The Antarctic colony of about 36,000 Adelie penguins have suffered catastrophic breeding seasons. They say only 2 penguins have survived.
Wow, are you kidding? Only 2? Why is that?
Well, due to the unusual amount of sea ice late in the season, the adult penguins have had to travel further to find food, leaving the young to starve. I'd like to do it again.
Go ahead.
Well, it's due to the unusual amount of sea ice late in the season. The adult penguins have had to travel further to find food, leaving the young ones to starve.
Well, this isn't the first deadly breeding season the area has experienced.
Yes, that's right. I read the population has declined dramatically.
Well, I had read that in 2018 no chicks survived, and the
Mhm.
conservation groups were like demanding action to be taken.
Yes.
Yeah, the Worldwide Fund for Nature has proposed a ban on krill fishing to eliminate penguins' competition with other species.
And the Commission for Conservation of Antarctica Marine Living Resources is meeting March 30th to discuss protected areas for the waters off of West Antarctica.
Hopefully somebody could come up with a solution. Do you think that relocation could solve the problem?
No,
I doubt relocation to be a solution. They're more likely to start a new colony, isn't that right?
absolutely, that's correct.
Good. Cut. Good. Do it again. Excellent.
Pretty good.
Now what we're going to do is, I'm going to have you do Anthony's part and your part
Okay.
also, okay?